How about this new one they have, their new star, Crockett? How about her?
She's the new star of the Democrat Party, Jasmine Crockett. They're in big trouble.
But you have this woman, Crockett. She's a very low IQ person.
I watched her speak the other day. She's definitely a low IQ person.
Crockett! Oh, man, oh, man.
She's a very low IQ person.
Somebody said the other day she's one of the leaders of the party. I said, you got to be kidding.
Now they're going to rely on Crockett. Crockett's going to bring them back.
So the clip that I opened this video with is in fact the official announcement that Jasmine Crockett, the representative from the state of Texas, has decided to take the plunge and seek the Democratic nomination for United States Senate in the great state of Texas for the 2026 election. Now, for those of you who are listening via podcast who might find yourself extraordinarily confused because the audio in that particular announcement was just President Trump insulting Jasmine Crockett, I assure you that was in fact the official ad that was posted to her official X page in order to announce her candidacy for the United States Senate. She just stood in profile and then turned as Trump was insulting her to face camera, crossed her arms and smiled. And the reason she did this, let me translate it for you. I actually got an AI translator in order to do it, was because she is running on Trump bad. Again, look at the translated version of this ad via AI that can actually interpret this nonsense for you guys out there in the audience.
How about this new one they have, their new star, Crockett? How about her?
Simply hearing
She's the new star of the Democratic Party, Jasmine Crockett.
Now, while Trump bad is in fact the official slogan of the Jasmine Crockett senatorial campaign, make no mistake about it, already, and I do mean all and then ready, Jasmine Crockett's campaign team is calling people evil, white, and racist for noticing the fact that her general election polling numbers look to be absolutely disastrous in the state of Texas, which of course must be indicative of the fact that facts and reality and numbers are in fact evil, white, and racist. And this is what we're going to talk about today. Crockett's senatorial campaign, whether or not she has a chance of achieving the office, and of course, how she's immediately running into the everybody's evil, white, and racist thing to excuse her loss, again, less than 24 hours after her announcement that she's running for Senate. But before we get into that, I want to thank everybody who supports my channel over at actualjusticewarrior.com/join.
Give me the money. Give me the money. Okay?
The 27-year-old public defender walking in her path, there was someone who came along and inspired me. There was this charismatic, funny, intelligent, and exciting young candidate with a funny name who just got into the U.S. Senate and was running for president. Many doubted if this country was ready, while others, well, we got to work and kept hope alive. We didn't focus on the naysayers. We didn't get distracted by any pollsters. We remained laser focused on getting the person who was best for the job into the seat. We didn't let history diminish our hope in what was possible. We ignored that the devil on our shoulder that sometimes tries to tell us your vote doesn't matter. The country's not ready. He can't win. And responded with that timeless American creed, yes, we can. Yes, I'm talking about President Barack Obama.
Now, while Jasmine Crockett 100% is running on Trump bad, orange man bad, and calling you an evil white racist for not supporting her, she is also running on this delusional mindset that she is in fact the next Barack Obama. In fact, she compares her name, which is Jasmine Crockett, not that unusual in the United States of America, if we're being perfectly honest, to Barack Obama's funny sounding name, says that they have similar charisma, and in reality, she's trying to make this comparison to say that you guys that are doubting her right now will be shocked and blown away because she is in fact the next Obama, the female Obama. And all I have to say to that is, have you ever seen any footage of Barack Obama speak at any point in your entire life? You could say a lot of bad things about Barack Obama, but one of the things you can't say about him is that he lowered his accent permanently once he got into higher office in order to pander to the lowest common denominator of a certain racial demographic. And of course, for Jasmine Crockett, the demographic that she is pandering to with her fake black scent is wealthy white progressives that think it is somehow an act of rebellion to talk ghetto speak while you're in the House of Representatives as a black person because they think white culture is evil, white, and racist. But again, I will point out that Obama, for all of his faults and for all the minor accent changes that he used at different campaign stops, did not revert to ghetto speak ebonics like Jasmine Crockett did, even though as a state representative, she never spoke in that manner. Again, let me play you this clip of Crockett speaking normally so you can understand what a put on her new persona actually is.
In my mind, I'm thinking, I just got to Austin and I had to meet 5 people to get here. I don't know about this. So
Y'all don't know what white privilege looks like, but I'm gonna show you a little bit of something.
it's a huge responsibility. You know, the congressional seat is over 4 times as large as my House seat.
I'm trying to get clarification.
Look at, calm down, calm down.
No, because this
I
is
would
what
like
y'all
to get
do.
through
And I was just starting to get into the rhythm of doing constituent services.
Now, let's be clear about this. The accent switch up is 100% undeniably pandering by Jasmine Crockett. She's making herself sound less intelligent, less competent in order to appeal to the lowest common denominator among the Democratic voting base and to ingratiate herself within the black community, which shows her poor opinion of said black community. Make no mistake about it. And I know a lot of left-wingers and academics will call this code switching because essentially every time a black person engages in any kind of behavior, these people like to label it as if it's a superpower. But let's be clear, code switching is talking differently in different scenarios, and it doesn't make any sense at all whatsoever for Crockett to go from speaking normally and properly to a black scent when she jumps from the state house to the representative for her district in Congress, except for the fact that she understands that our politics are more performative and more pandering than anything else. In addition to that, Crockett and her team are already leaning into the black thing in order to try to secure enough votes to win the primary, which of course will eventually sink her general election campaign, because the way that she appears to be doing this is by running on reparations, or at least saying that black people as a form of reparations should not have to pay any taxes at all whatsoever.
Just this past week, I saw, I don't remember which celebrity, but it was actually a celebrity, and I was like, I don't know that that's not necessarily a bad idea, but I'd have to think through it a lot. One of the things that they propose is black folk not have to pay taxes for a certain amount of time, because then again, that puts money back in your pocket. But at the same time, it may not be as objectionable to some people about actually giving out dollars. But obviously then you start dealing with the different tax brackets and things like that. And that's one of the reasons that, you know, we argue the reparations make sense, because so many black folk, not only do you owe for the labor that was stolen and killed and all the other things, right? But the fact is, like, we end up being so far behind, right? And so it's like, how do you bring forth people? Exactly. And so it's like, if you do the no tax thing for people that are already, say, struggling and aren't really paying taxes in the first place, it doesn't really exactly.
They may want those checks like they got during
COVID. Exactly.
Now look, I don't like taxes, and typically if you are going to run on cutting taxes, I'm going to say that that's a good thing, but Jasmine Crockett managed to find a way to make it racial, to make it divisive, and to make it ridiculous in every possible way. And honestly, it reminds me of what they have going on in New Zealand, where you have the Maori types paying a lower tax rate than the general population. And the thing is, that would be one thing if it actually made them stop complaining. But as we see from the parliament, every time that these people have a complaint, every time that they don't like something, they start breaking out into the ridiculous, absurd chants. So in reality, the different tax rates actually end up emboldening people, heightening the differences, and creating more problems throughout society. In addition to that, black people already receive way more per capita in terms of government benefits than white people and almost any other demographic in the United States of America. So the idea that they're not benefiting greatly and disproportionately from our generous welfare system is absolutely ridiculous. So the response to Jasmine Crockett's black people are owed a chance to not pay any taxes at all whatsoever because America was so bad to them should be as follows.
Just this past week, I saw, I don't remember which celebrity, but it was actually a celebrity. And I was like, I don't know that that's not necessarily a bad idea, but I'd have to think through it a lot. One of the things that they propose is black folk not have to pay taxes for a certain amount of time.
No, we're not doing that. That's embarrassing.
Yes, it is in fact embarrassing, and the fact that the Democratic Party has been essentially running on this paternalistic relationship that they have with Black America should be something that Black America rejects wholeheartedly, because fundamentally the basis of this ideology is a genuine belief that Black people in the United States of America can't do for themselves. So if you have any pride, if you have any honor, and you see people like Jasmine Crockett talking about how everything needs to be done for you, understand that that is because they don't respect you. That is because they look down on you. Jasmine Crockett is somebody who actually pursued education for herself, became successful on her own, but she feels better than other Black people, which is why now that she's a representative in Congress and running for Senate, she's talking about how Black people need handouts in order to achieve anything. And of course, she's talking down to you by using that Black accent. But in addition to that, Jasmine Crockett is also running just an embarrassing campaign along racial lines in every other regard. This was actually a part of her initial speech about her running for Senate of the United States of America. And I'm cutting out the music here for potential copyright infringement, but I just want you to hear the way that she thinks Black people need to be communicated to, because her entire campaign is all about getting you on board for the Democratic primary, so that way she can get the nomination and then accuse everyone else of being evil, white, and racist when she crashes and burns in the general election.
Let's get into it.
Okay.
She ain't never scared and she ain't never been. Always willing to go toe to toe against the president. I can't wrap my head around someone who votes Republican. She advocate for feeding kids. They protect folks touching them. Trump invading his own country with our army. What a joke. We remember Pearl Harbor by illegally bombing boats, but y'all thought we wasn't gonna do nothing but think again. They only trying to scare out of running because they think she'll win. Listen, thought I told y'all we ain't never scared. Now look who name on the docket. Got 2 words for every racist bigot. Jasmine Crockett.
The response to all of this should be this Anna Kasparian clip.
2 words for every racist bigot. Jasmine Crockett.
No, we're not doing that. That's embarrassing.
Me, I hope my money goes. Started isn't trying to say affordability is a hope. She stand on business, Austin toes. Texas dope, don't need no more bad built, bleach, blonde, butch bodies moving forward.
This is truly already from the jump one of the most embarrassing campaigns for high office in American history. And by the way, I say this knowing full well that overall campaigns in the United States of America have become significantly less about policy and substance, more about personality, but this is just another level. This is just absurd. You have a gay-looking potential rapper, I don't know if he's an actual rapper or anything like that, with gold pants, rapping about how, oh, you racist bigots, Jasmine Crockett, we got her on the docket. If you don't like it, then we're gonna give you a plug in your eye socket. This is how we do it, like we're in Texas, where we shoot up the rockets. Jasmine Crockett, oh yeah, like that's actually what we're doing right now. That's actually where we are in the United States of America.
Many people have asked, and all of us wonder, can we win this race in November? I'm here to say, yes, we can. Well, I'm here to tell you, don't cheat yourselves. Don't fall for the okie doke. I'm asking you not to worry about the naysayers, the critics, and the haters, because they already hear y'all. It's not about them or what they believe. It's about you and us, what we know is possible when people come together. So I'm asking you to tune out those intrusive voices that say she can't win because she's Black. because she's a woman or because she's a Democrat.
Now look, there's going to be a ton of money from outside of the state of Texas that is poured into Jasmine Crockett's campaign in order to boost her up as much as possible, in the same way that they did this for Robert Francis O'Rourke when he was running against Ted Cruz and pretending to be Latino back a couple of years ago. So you can expect some level of elevation of Crockett, but make no mistake about it, as of right now, according to the numbers, she does not look like she has a good chance of winning the general election. However, she is somebody with among the highest name recognition in the Democratic primary, so she might secure that nomination, only to lose this Senate seat dramatically in, of course, the 2026 election. But that does not mean we shouldn't be cautious, because the Republicans have proven the ability to nominate candidates that absolutely are terrible with some kind of scandal attached to them. And if they do that, if they don't vet their candidate, you could end up in a situation where they're brought down by scandal and Jasmine Crockett is actually in the Senate for 6 years for the state of Texas, which would just be insane in every possible way. Now, fortunately for us, Jasmine Crockett is saying that she's not even going to try to reach out to Trump voters. She's trying to get new voters to join the coalition that are excited and energized for her Barack Obama style campaign. So maybe, just maybe, if she's planning to campaign that poorly, there is no way that she could win. But I want to know what you guys think about this down in the comments below. As per usual, if you like this video, show them by leaving a like, subscribe for more content, follow me on the social media, support me via the support links in the description of this video. This has been me talking about the craziness of Jasmine Crockett. Till next time.